Your first step in doing freezer meals for a month is to choose your recipes. When you're doing this, you're going to want to maybe start a notebook and just start brainstorming and list all of the recipes that you and your family like. You can look online, you can ask around, and just get a good idea. Just every time you think of another one, write it down so you have a list of recipes that you like. It's great as a reference when you're trying to think of your menu, just to have it all together. And then when you're going to separate them and decide what you're going to do, you're going to want to get it balanced. You don't want to have your freezer meals and by the middle of the month you're like, I'm going to throw up if I eat chicken again, because your family would be mad too. So you're going to want to separate it into different categories. I separate my meals into meals that have beef, meals that have chicken, and then I have soups. And then I have no meat dishes, kind of vegetarian dishes, and I also have quick fixes and side dishes that are great, that are easy to freeze. And then I also have other meat dishes. You could do pork, and you could do lots of those. So I divide mine into those cards. When I'm looking at then I can say, oh, I'm going to pick 5 beef, 5 chicken, 3 meat dishes, 1 soup, and a couple sides. And then you're going to have a balance for the month. So it's really quick and easy. There's no more just trying to figure out and killing your brain trying to remember, what meals do I make? So it really helps to just write them all out. When you're thinking about this, you can almost make any meal adapt to a freezer meal. Sometimes you might not be able to freeze the whole thing, but you might be able to just freeze part of it. That's going to help speed things up and take less trips to the store and things like that. So you just have to think of your meals and think through of the different ways you'll break them up to freeze them. Okay, then you're going to choose your meals, and you're going to then make a master grocery list. Okay, so you write down on a paper all of the meals that you're going to make, and then next to it, on your list, you're going to have, you're going to list produce, canned goods, meat, frozen goods, dairy, breads. You're going to have them in groups, just kind of like what you do at the grocery store. And you're going to start with your top meal. Say it's lasagna. And you're going to say, okay, I want to make lasagna. You look at your first ingredient and you think, oh, I have that in my cupboard, yeah. Oh no, don't do that. Get up, go to your cupboard and look, because I guarantee you'll go to make it that day and you actually were out of it and you just forgot, and that's going to make you mad. So make sure you get up and go to your cabinet and make sure you have the ingredients. If you don't have it, say you need ground beef. You need 1 pound. You're going to write beef under the meat and put a Roman numeral 1. And then every time you go on another meal and you need meat, you just put a Roman numeral that says how many pounds you need. Another thing to think of when you're making your menu is to also go look in your storage room and in your pantry and your fridge, see what food you already have, because you might say, oh, I have a lot of spaghetti noodles or a lot of spaghetti sauce, I can really make chicken parmesan this month, or oh, I have a lot of this, it went on sale, so I'm going to make these meals to use this item. That's going to save you money. You're not going to go to the store and have to buy a lot of other things. You actually are going to be deciding what to make from what you already have. That helps. So you have your list, you go through. It's very, very important that you look at every ingredient in the recipe. Don't trust your mind. Get that recipe out and make sure that you look at every ingredient, because when you go to make your meals, you need everything there. You're not going to want to have 10 meals out on the counter and have to run to the store to go buy some eggs. That won't make you happy. So you're going to go through and you're going to make your list, and this list makes it a lot easier when you go to the grocery store, because you go to the produce and you get all of your produce, and before you leave that area you just check produce. These are the 10 things I needed. Yep, I got them. So you can leave that area and go to the next one. You don't have on your random list places and you forget and it's hard. It just really organizes your list that way. A great way to organize your recipes is after you have them in their categories of beef and chicken and other dishes, you have them all listed on that. I have them color coded. So beef is blue. And then I'm going to take all of my meals that I have on the beef, and I'm going to put the recipe on them. And so they're all together. This makes it a lot easier so that when you sit down to make your list, that you're not getting out 4 recipe books every time and, oh, I got it, where was this recipe, and searching through this box. It saves a lot of time. It might be a little bit of work at first, but in the end, when you decide what you're going to make, you have your recipe right there. And you can do it, you know, all of your chicken recipes are color coded with the chicken. Once you make your recipe card, a great way to do it on the back is I put how many bags go with each meal and how many things go with this dish, so you'll know in your freezer what you have to go get out. It has the instructions on how to use it after you've taken it out of the freezer, so you'll know. And it also lists all of the ingredients and directions, but you can also have your prep work listed on it. So you can get this out, and when you're getting ready to do your meals, you put them all on your refrigerator, and it tells you everything you have to do to be prepared the night before, chopping or shredding and dicing and things like that. And you can also, if you want to, it's a great tip, add some, maybe on the front of it, side dishes that you think go well with that meal. So then you don't even have to think, oh, what can I put with this? If you know something you like really well, add some good side dish ideas. So everything will be on this one little card, and you'll have it all together in your box. It will be great. The other benefit of doing your recipes this way is when you get ready to do your freezer meals and you make your list from your main cards, then you get out all of your recipes. You take out each recipe and you make your list, and then you have all those recipes. You put them on your fridge, and as you are done with each recipe, so you're doing your meals, you know what you need to do, you know how to cook them. Then once you're done with one, you take it off. So then you're not confused. And also, a great reason to put on your fridge is you have a huge mess out everywhere, all over your counters, and you're searching for your recipe, like, I can't find it, where is it? And it's driving you crazy. You don't want to waste time doing that. So if you have them all on your refrigerator, you can read them, you know what you have to do, and it makes it a lot easier. After you're done with all your meals, you take all of your recipes off of your freezer, or off of your fridge, and you put them in the front of your recipe box. This way, when you're trying to remember and decide what you want to make for dinner that night, you don't have to go digging through that freezing cold freezer, especially if it's winter, just to see what you have. You can just open up your box, and you have your 10 meals right here that you know that are in your freezer, and you can decide, oh, I think we feel like meatloaf tonight. So you'll take your card out, you put it on your fridge. It tells you the instructions, how to finish cooking your meal, and everything that you need to know, and your quick side dishes if you want to do them with it. After you're done making that meal, you just put it back in its spot. And so you have your 9 recipes left, so you know what's in your freezer without having to go out to your freezer. It's great.